Hello everyone, how are you? This is Monica here. So, gosh, it's been quite a week. We're going to be talking today about two questions I get all the time. The question is, will working with you make my kids come back? And the other question I get is, will working with you make my ex leave me alone? So this is what I always say. Oftentimes I'll just say, look, if all it took was a workshop or a course, then we wouldn't have 50 years worth of family court hell plaguing our generations. We wouldn't have kids in the 80s growing up without a father. We wouldn't have kids nowadays growing up without a father or a mother if all it took was a workshop or a coach or a course. But to elaborate and to help the parent understand, I say, when you shop for roofs, you're shopping for shingles, you're shopping for the right kind of roof, metal roof, what have you. Are you shopping for the roof, the strongest roof? You're shopping for a very high quality roof. You're going to hire somebody that's going to know how to put it on. You're not going to get your grandmother up there putting it on. And you're going to put a lot of time and energy into making sure you get the right roof, right? So the same with like a home security system. You're going to do what it takes to protect your house, which is very important to you, from intruders, outside forces, natural disasters, burglars. And so what I say is, we put a lot of effort into securing our house. We get the right roof, we get the right alarm system. How often do you see people working to stop hurricanes? Where is the protesting and the legislation and the masterminds out there to stop hurricanes or to stop burglars? You don't see people dumping a lot of resources into stopping burglars. You might have like neighborhood watch and stuff, but typically people will just invest in a good fence, maybe get a dog or some signs or something, and a really good alarm system that's hooked up to their phone. They're going to spend the money to get to that state-of-the-art plan so that they can protect what's important to them. So you don't see us like going crazy trying to stop burglars and try to stop hurricanes. We haven't figured out yet how to stop hurricanes. Now, your ex is a hurricane. The judge is a hurricane. The family court is a hurricane. They are burglars, hurricanes. They are the external forces that we really don't have any control over at all. You can't, there's not a single workshop that can control what another person does. No workshop, I don't care how amazing it is. You could spend $20,000 on a workshop. It can't possibly get into the mind and the limbic system of another person and stop that person from doing something. It can't stop a judge from writing something on a piece of paper that has your kids taken from you. And so we have the law. The law prohibits judges from doing what they do. There are laws that say judges can't take kids away from parents, period. So, we have the Constitution. We have a lot of case law. And
Mama.
yeah, we're on TV. So we have rules and we have laws that protect us, but if we're not using them, then they're pretty much useless. It's like having a really good lock on your door and not using it, not using that deadbolt, not setting the alarm, right? There are safeguards there, but if we're not using them, they're pretty much useless. So we are better off working on us, working on that security system, getting that roof really nice and tight, get the right materials, get the right builder, work on the house and not the natural disasters on the periphery. We can't control what other people do. We cannot control narcissistic family courts. We can't control illegal judges from what they do. We can control that using like a trickle system, which will take years to undo. And the way to really control this family court catastrophe is to work on you, work on what's happening here, work on what's happening inward and upward, your mind, your body, your heart, your health. Okay, work on that so that you can sustain the hits that the system puts on you. Okay, so that's a very much easier way to handle things than try to stop a hurricane. But if you really are serious about working on the system, first work on you. Okay, because it all starts with you. If you work on you first, then you can have the resources to work on the system. And so the way to work on the system, you're not going to ever fix your narcissist. So just scratch him or her off the list. Like, nope, never going to happen. Okay, that's the hurricane. You cannot control a hurricane. You may as well just move on and just realize that it's never going to be controlled. Can you control the system? Yes. So the way to control the system, it's going to take some time, But every time you defend yourself in court, you take a little pin and you prick the family court bubble that has been growing for 50 years. Okay, this is a 50-year gigantic tumor on American society. Okay, and that's multi-generational, because people like you and me grew up in Generation X with classmates that didn't have access to their fathers. So this is multi-generational. But every time you stand up and use your rights in court, you're taking a pin and you're pricking the bubble, and you're causing a little bit of a disruption in the system. Now, if enough parents are doing this, if 1,000 parents did this every day or even every year, the family court would not be able to sustain the little pinpricks over time. You're going to bleed to death, right? If someone took a needle and poked you 20 times a day, you'll probably be okay for a little while. But after a while, you're just going to start getting infections. You're going to start to bleed out. Okay. So now the way to do that, you can methodically put little pinpricks in the system. Okay. And that's learning your rights and actually using them. Okay. Right. Because you want to have that deadbolt, but you want to actually use the deadbolt, hook the door to the deadbolt. Let me get out of the light here. The light keeps changing. So here we go. So, that takes some time, but it certainly can be done. You know, this is how we got rid of, black people having to drink out of certain drinking fountains. This is how we made it so that it's illegal to deny entrance into a public building if you're in a wheelchair. I mean, this is 100% doable, and parental rights and family court is going to be a lot easier to fix than all the other problems that we've had in history, because it's not going to cost any money to fix the family court system. It's going to save taxpayers billions of dollars. So this is the kind of stuff I teach parents, but it really truly starts with you. It starts with the individual, so that you have the confidence to use those little pinpricks to actually poke holes. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. So it starts with you. It starts with the parent. It does not start with the ex. It doesn't start with the ex doing something. It doesn't start with getting the judge to have a change of heart. It's never going to happen. You know, these 80-year-old mofos have been doing this since like the 1970s, and they're not going to change. Okay, but eventually the system is going to get really stressed out. Oh, cute little chipmunks. The system is going to get really stressed out if more and more parents are standing up and standing up for themselves. In my case, I stood up for my constitutional rights in the family court. When they found out what I was appealing, they freaked out and they were forced to shred my files. Okay, I don't have any proof that that's why they did it, but my exhibits were all destroyed once they read my brief. They read my legal brief, and then they subsequently destroyed all my exhibits. Now, that over time, they're going to get tired of having to do that to parents. They're going to get tired of having to throw cases in the toilet, and they're going to get tired of having to answer to legislators. So it's not going to change like tomorrow, but over time, they're going to get fatigued having to deal with parents like us. The other thing I was going to say is, yeah, so this is what I tell parents when they say, can working with you get me my child back? That's the long answer. The short answer is, a workshop can't control what somebody else does. It can't control a narcissist. The world could come to an end and the narcissist will still find a way to harass you. They're never going to change, but you can change you. You can work on your security system. You can work on your roof. You can protect yourself from the hurricanes and the narcissistic system. You can absolutely protect yourself. All right, I moved away from the bug storm. So yes, if you're on the fence about coming on to the best interest of the parent, and those were the two big questions that you may have had, because I got like 6 different parents asking me that same question. So if that affords you some clarification, then great. If you have other questions about the course, if you're on the fence for any other reason, send me a message, and if I get enough requests, to have some clarification on whatever is holding you back, then I will make another video. So I hope that this gave you some more insights, and I know it's not fun to have to live this way. We did not sign up for this, we didn't ask for this, but we can do a lot with what we have. We could use these raw materials as the vehicle for our own personal transformation, okay? So I want you to join me in this journey to get this done, like do this for our next generation, do it for us. And I appreciate you coming on to watch me get attacked by bugs and talk about roofs and all sorts of things. So click on the link to learn more about the best interest of the parent. If you happen to have missed the masterclass, then take a look, and hopefully we will catch up soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.